How is it going, everyone? And boy, oh boy, we got the holiday sale live right now, and this holiday sale is absolutely enormous. Now, there's north of 4,600 deals that are available. I have it filtered out to just full games, game bundles, premium edition, so we can eliminate some of the repetitive DLCs and things like that, but there's a ton of deals available. If past is prologue and they handle the holiday sale like they did in the past, this is wave 1 of the sale, and there should be another cycling in of deals 2 weeks from now. I believe that's how they did it in previous years, but there's already a behemoth, a colossal amount of titles to go over, so let's get right into it. Right off the top, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. I know you guys have been looking forward to getting that discounted, $49. As much as I am sarcastic and I joke about that, let's be real, guys. Come December 25th, come Christmas Day, when everybody's opening up their gifts and a lot of people get PlayStation 5s or Xbox Series, they go on those respective stores, they see MW3 is on sale. That game is selling more than all of these games. I truly do believe that. Maybe one of these titles will sell a little bit more than MW3, but man, they're gonna make a disgusting amount of money off that game come Christmas Day. Mortal Kombat 1 is 40% off for $42, which is pretty decent. Obviously, the deal with fighting games these days is that they have a ton of DLC content, so, you know, it is what it is there. Madden 24, $28. Yo, Madden 24 is going to sell really well on Christmas Day as well. NBA 2K24 on sale. Diablo 4 is $42, that's 40% off. Hogwarts Legacy, the other game that I think is going to do very, very well Christmas Day, $35 for the PS5 version, $30 for the PS4 version. I thought Hogwarts Legacy was great, and I have no care in the world for Harry Potter whatsoever, but I thought the magical combat was great. Thought the open world was fun to explore, visuals were nice, story didn't do it for me, but, you know, if you're a Harry Potter fan, you'll probably like it more than me. GTA 5 Premium Edition, $15, that did just get added to PlayStation Plus Extra if you do want to play it that way, but yeah, $15 for GTA 5, I think it's quite good. That is the PS4 version of the game. Final Fantasy 16, $42. If you have, like, if you guys are watching our content, chances are you've picked up FF16 at this point, but if you got friends getting a PlayStation 5, or you're trying to get somebody to get some quality games over the holidays, you know, give them a recommendation on Final Fantasy 16. I have a buddy that, Final Fantasy 16 was his first Final Fantasy game ever, and that's because I was badgering him about it, and it was promoted all over the PlayStation Store. He checked it out, and he is a super casual, super into Western games, but he loved Final Fantasy 16. He bought the DLC. He's doing another playthrough of it right now. It is a game that's very accessible to newcomers of FF as a whole. Is it perfect? No. The side content is pretty average, and some of the story decisions, I think, will be off-putting to people, but I still thought the game was tremendous. Definitely check it out. Alan Wake 2, 20% off for $48. Nice to see a discount on that. I wasn't as crazy about it as a lot of other people. I understand why people really like it. That did just get a New Game Plus update as well, so you can check that out. $48 for that is great. And by the way, FF16 does have the DLC. DLC just dropped. Another piece of DLC is coming spring of next year. God of War Ragnarok, another game that's a must-play. 43% off for $39.89. Also got free DLC that just dropped in Valhalla, and Valhalla is being received incredibly, incredibly well. And you know, that's a piece of DLC that, from everybody that I've talked to, it seems like unanimous in agreement that they could have charged $10 to $20 for Valhalla, and they would have been completely accepting of that. If you have yet to play God of War 2018 for whatever reason, obviously go play that, but sub $40 for Ragnarok, pretty decent deal there. Assassin's Creed Mirage is $35, which is a Ubisoft game that's been holding up in price a little bit more than others, given the fact that it's not a monetizable Ubisoft game, at least not monetizable to the extent of some other Assassin's Creed titles, but $35 for that is decent. It's obviously a shorter Assassin's Creed title. Originally was slated to be a Valhalla expansion, and it kind of got, you know, spinned into its own game at a cheaper price point of $50 instead of $60 or $70, but $35 for that, not bad. Crew Motorfest, 50% off for $35. PS4 version is $30. They're running free trials for that all the time, so, you know, if you do want to try the game out, I'm sure there will be an opportunity to do so at some point. They're shutting down the Crew 1 for what it is. And by the way, a free trial is live right now for Crew Motorfest, actually. So go check that out if you're interested. Red Dead Redemption 2, 1979, tremendous game. You guys already know how I feel about that. Just go play it. Street Fighter 6, 34% off for $39.59. A game that I truly believe should have been in the mix for Game of the Year. I get it, it's a fighting game, and like fighting games typically don't get nominated for Game of the Year, but I thought Street Fighter 6 was fantastic. And you're talking to somebody that's not crazy into fighting games, but I thought the presentation, soundtrack, visuals, single-player components of Street Fighter 6 was great. I think for $39.59, that's a great deal that I would recommend. Cyberpunk 2077 is 40% off for $29.99. Obviously, after the release of 2.0, Phantom Liberty, everything like that, Cyberpunk 2077 is seeing a much different reception than it initially did. The Ultimate Edition is down to $53.24, so, you know, almost $7 off, getting Phantom Liberty as well. You know, Phantom Liberty is a sizable expansion to Cyberpunk 2077. If you want to play the base game, $30 is okay. Like, you can find physical copies of Cyberpunk for $20, so just keep that in mind. And if you are a Plus Premium subscriber, it does have a pretty substantial 5-hour game trial, so take that for what it's worth. UFC 5, 40% off for $42. Decent deal there, given it just came out. Resident Evil 4, $30. Game that, once again, in the mix for my favorite games of the year. I thought it was a tremendous remake. Certainly would give that a recommendation. WWE 2K23, the digital edition is $23.09. That's the cross-gen edition. Lies of P, 20% off. Not a sizable discount there, $48. But for a lot of people, I'm surprised how many, like, people, and not obviously it wasn't nominated for the Video Game Awards, but a lot of people are talking about how Lies of P is one of their favorite games of the year, or even their game of the year, so good for that game, you know, all things considered, especially with Souls-likes. Like, it's hard to resonate at a high level with Souls-likes with From Software titles, but Lies of P has done exactly that. Elden Ring, sizable discount on this. How about that? 40% off for $36. Yes, at this point, it's nearly 2 years old, but $36 for that is really great. I've been hearing rumblings of Shadow of Erdtree actually coming out in February, and if it comes out in February, can we just, like, stop? Can we just stop this with how many games are coming out in Q1? Please, for the love of God, put Shadow of Erdtree in April or May. Like, that Q1 is just disgusting. But yeah, $36 for Elden Ring is really good. Even if you're not a huge Souls fan, I feel like that game from a world design standpoint is so strong that you can still enjoy it, so $36 for that. GTA 5 is $19.99 for PS5. Again, just got added to Plus Extra, so you can play it that way. Baldur's Gate 3, 10% off for $63. The consensus game of the year. It is revered by people. I've talked about it. I played it. Not my cup of tea, but I understand why people like it. Look, this year was kind of interesting for me. Baldur's Gate 3 and Alan Wake 2 were two games that are, you know, consensus game of the year contenders, and for me, I just couldn't get into them. But that's my subjective opinion, and sometimes I have to remove my subjectivity out of it and understand that, yo, it's easy to see why people like Baldur's Gate 3. It's easy to see why people like Alan Wake 2. And Baldur's Gate 3 is a game that I am certainly gonna give another shot to. But, yeah, not a sizable discount here, but 10% off for $63. It does have a Plus Premium trial, which I feel like is new. Only 2 hours. That's gonna barely get you anything, so, you know, take that for what it's worth. Star Wars Jedi Survivor, 50% off for $35. I know most people don't agree in having Jedi Survivor in the mix for their game of the year, but it is certainly in there for mine. Loved this game. Yes, it had a litany of performance issues, and you're talking to somebody that played this game on PC. Absolute train wreck on there, but thanks to EA for providing me a copy of the game. Had a great time with it, even with the performance issues. I did a second playthrough of it right after the first, and just loved the story of the game. And I know some people were like mixed on the story of Jedi Survivor. I thought the second half of it was incredibly strong, and yeah, really liked it. Expanded the world a lot from Jedi Fallen Order, and if you have yet to play Fallen Order, certainly play that. There's a little recap in Jedi Survivor, but play Fallen Order, even with the atrocious map in Fallen Order. It's a worthwhile playthrough. COD MW2 is $35 for whatever reason if you're trying to pick that up. Remnant 2 for $30. Remnant 2 Ultimate Edition for $42. Remnant 2 just got DLC, so that is notable. Lords of the Fallen is $49. Alan Wake 2 Deluxe Edition is $64. Remember, that does include the DLC content, which is coming. That's story-based DLC, so kind of important there if you do want to check that out. Dead Island 2 is $42. Pricey on that. Red Dead Redemption is $40. Yes, it got the 60 FPS upgrade, but $40 for RDR1 is still kind of high. Even with 60 FPS, like, it's not what an HD remaster should be. And I know they didn't promote it as an HD remaster. They were pretty upfront about calling it just Red Dead Redemption, not an HD remaster or anything like that. It does include Undead Nightmare, which is a good expansion to Red Dead, but yeah, 40 bucks is still kind of pricey. Last of Us Part 1, $39.89 on that. I thought $70 was crazy back in September of 2022. I think $40 15 months later is still pretty damn high. I love Last of Us Part 1. Let's not get it twisted. It's one of my favorite games of all time. Did another playthrough of the game this year, and I love it. It's a fantastic game, but, you know, I still have to remove my love and assess it from a value standpoint, and given that this is a game that initially came out in 2013, unless you're like me and this is one of your favorite games of all time and you're really wanting to do a playthrough, or you've just heard rave reviews about it, maybe you watch the TV series, whatever the deal is, obviously from a quality standpoint, it's worth the $39.89, but it's just like, man, a decade old, and it's a relatively short game. Yeah, it does have some replayability, but nonetheless, Part 2 remastered, obviously out next month. Horizon Forbidden West, $19.99 on PS4. It does have that upgrade to PS5 available. It's on Plus Extra as well if you do want to play it that way. Gotham Knights for 14 bucks is actually pretty decent. It is available on Plus Extra, but that's a good price. Assassin's Creed Valhalla for $15. I've been vocal about the fact that I don't like the newer style Assassin's Creed games, but Valhalla's Viking setting, that's something up my alley, and I still had fun with it. There is the Complete Edition for $35, which includes all the DLC, the Dawn of the Ragnarok expansion, like a lot of stuff there. So that's something to check out for $35. Typically goes for $140, so yeah. No Man's Sky, 50% off for $30. Look, if you want to pick up a game that is going to give you kind of an investment in the fact that it's going to continually get better. I know Hello Games is working on a new title, Let There Be No Light, or something like that. I keep forgetting the name of it, but nonetheless, they're still going to be updating No Man's Sky, so 30 bucks on that. Rust Console Edition is 30. Payday 3 is 30. Need for Speed Unbound, $10.49 on that? That's pretty decent. That came out December of last year, a year later, and it's $10 and change. Not a bad racing game. So yeah, that's a decent price. Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, 70% off for $18. Look, that's a game I feel like anybody can get into. Lego games are always a good time. I'm not a crazy Star Wars fan, even though Jedi Survivor is one of my favorite games of the year. Not big into Star Wars in the sense of watching all the content and everything like that, but had fun with Skywalker Saga. A good bit of content there. The Galactic Edition with the DLC is 24 bucks. Sekiro still holding up in price at 30 bucks, man. That's always going to be pretty expensive. Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is $12. Premium, I should say Complete Edition is $15. Includes both expansions. That is the route to go. You're paying $3 extra for 2 sizable expansions. One of the best single-player games ever created. 8 years, almost 9 years removed from the release of The Witcher 3. I still believe that. That game is phenomenal. Can't wait to see where CDPR goes with Witcher in the future. We got the Witcher 1 remake that's in the works. We got, you know, it's not called Witcher 4, but the next line of Witcher titles. Witcher's gonna be here to stay for a long time, even if Geralt's story arc is over for now, and we'll see how long that lasts. I feel like Geralt at this point has that kind of appeal like Kratos, where you don't want to remove Geralt, and that's why I feel like the Witcher 1 remake is also happening, but nonetheless, let's not get into a diatribe about that right now. Black Ops Cold War for the 3 people that want to buy that in 2023. That game actually has a decent campaign, to be fair. Borderlands 3 for $9. Hey, that's a pretty decent deal for that. Dead Space Remake, $28. Yes, it's available on EA Play, the subscription service, but if you want a copy of Dead Space Remake in your library, man, that's a great deal. A phenomenal remake there. Kinda got its wind taken out by Resident Evil 4 that came out just like a month and a half later, but hey, we can give credit to 2 great horror game remakes. And hey, Dead Space took the wind underneath the sails of Callisto Protocol a month prior. So, you know, it goes around. What comes around goes around, so to speak. Marvel's Midnight Suns is 21 bucks. Does have a premium trial. Sea of Stars, $24.49, 30% off on that. That is available on Plus Extra. Sifu, sizable discount on this, 65% off for 14 bucks. Really good deal there. Definitely would give that a shout. Challenging game, but worthwhile. GTA, the trilogy, is 30 bucks, so, you know, you can play it that way. It is included with GTA Plus, so subscribe to GTA Plus to download that game if you do want it that way. Stray is 34% off for 1979. Great game, and it seems like, you know, people love cats these days, so, you know, doing a quality game with a cat main character, hey, that worked out pretty well. Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1, 20% off for $48. Gotta get a deeper discount on that. They do sell the game separately, and they do note MGS3 is 20% off for $16. MGS3 is awesome. Can't wait for the remake. Dying Light 2, what is the price point of this? It's still 30 bucks, man. Can we get that down to 20? I liked Dying Light 2 back in February of last year, but You know, 30 bucks is just a little high for my liking for, you know, being almost 2 years old. It's gonna be 2 years come February, and I get it, Elden Ring came out around the same time, and that's 36, and I'm talking about that being such a great deal, but we're talking games at different paradigms, you know? Elden Ring is quite at a higher level than Dying Light, I'm sorry to say. Battlefield 2042 is at 14 bucks, been getting a ton of updates, seems like people have been enjoying it a lot more. Like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name, 25% off. Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion, $42 for the Digital Deluxe. The Digital Deluxe is meme. Just, do we have the base game on sale? We don't have the base game on sale, but that's easily something I could see getting added to being on sale come the second wave of deals when that rotates in. And also keep in mind that Square Enix has a really strong relationship with Sony. Could easily see that coming to PlayStation Plus Extra, and I think it would be a really, really good idea, Sony. I'll give you guys this idea. How about you add that to Plus Extra right before Final Fantasy VII Rebirth comes out? You can add it in January. It would be a nice addition. It would get people a little familiar with Zack, who's going to be an integral character. I'm just saying, the free idea is there. I'm sure that's been bannered about in the meetings rooms or wherever they go to decide these things. One Piece Odyssey is 24 bucks. I've been vocal about how much that game surprised me. I thought it was really, really good. So that's a great deal. A good turn-based JRPG. And again, I have no care in the world for One Piece, but I thought that was a pretty good game. FF7 Remake Intergrade. If you want to pick up FF7 Remake, it's on Plus Extra, and if you do buy Rebirth, you get it for free. So, you know, I get it, Rebirth is a $70 purchase, so might not be ideal, but like the fact you get it for free and Rebirth should be fantastic, so take that for what you will. Mafia Trilogy, 67% off for $19.79. Monster Hunter World Iceborne Master Edition, 50% off for $19.99. That's a pretty good deal, and World itself is $9.99. Great deal there, of course. Crash 4, sub 20 bucks, $19.79. Not bad there. Forspoken, still way too expensive at 38 bucks. Let's get that down to 10 to 15. Let's get that added to Plus Extra, and maybe people will have a better opinion on it. AC Odyssey, 12 bucks. AC Odyssey Ultimate Edition is 24. That does include AC3 Remastered, so that's pretty decent. Raccoon City Edition, which is RE2 and 3, 15 bucks. Demon Souls Remake at $29.39. And yeah, we're running pretty long here. That's page 7 of a lot of pages, of 141 pages. So this is going to be a one that takes me a while to break down. But as I continue, Immortals of Aveum is 60% off for $28. I have yet to mention it in a video. That game's got a really good free trial available. So try out the free trial, and 28 bucks is a good deal on it. That's at that price point where I think I would start recommending it. $70 was just way too much, but at 28, I actually think it's pretty damn good. And there's the things that I really liked about that game, like the gameplay, the platforming. I thought it was good. The story is terrible. Characters are terrible. Voice acting's awful. Like, those elements really hindered the game, and you know, probably increased the budget quite a lot. But it is what it is when it comes to things like that. But that'll do it for me. Again, we got to page 7 of 141. This is gonna take a while for me to break down, but you guys know how it is. Kind of talk a lot about some of these titles, but we'll do the full breakdowns, under 5, under 10. You guys know what to expect. The compilation probably coming sometime this weekend as we get these deals rolled out. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.